Hello all. My word, that white balance seems to be very off tonight, doesn't it? Micro, I am like 2 minutes late. That is true. Also, hello, Christopher, Mega Leech, Kirsten, Abigail, hello. Just want to fix that white balance a bit. It's looking far too blue. Let me have a squiz at what's going on here with the balance to white. Okay, that might be too far, but something that just looks really wrong. I can't quite work out what it is. Focus. There you go. Anyway, all good. Micro, you think it looks fine? Okay, I'll stop messing around. Yes, it's like we're almost at the summer solstice. Longest day is next week. And hello, Safa. It's like everyone's geeing up for a Thursday night because it's almost the weekend. Oh my goodness, wordy me. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to plan some cocktail videos for next week. Maybe shoot one tonight. And then shoot some more on Saturday night. Not on Friday night. Friday night's going to be different. But not that this will mean anything, but look, I got a new iPhone today. I look forward to playing with the camera functions on that because that's probably the only thing I'm going to notice that's different. The better cameras. Megaleech, that story about the jumping castle is absolutely fucking horrific. It's a nightmare. And it's going to affect so many people for such a long time. It's depressing as hell, quite honestly. Micro, it's because Apple have me in the soft handcuffs. I've got a bunch of iPhone apps that I've invested time and money in over the years, and it would be very painful to give that up. So they got me, basically. I'm not an Apple evangelist by any stretch of the imagination. I had a little bit of a swear at them today when I realized, not that I needed another one, but there's like, the connector cable came with the box, but it's got I don't know what you call it, USB-C, the teeny fucking thing on the other end, which none of my things connect to. Ugh. Abigail, this is not sunken cost fallacy. I have heard of the sunken cost fallacy, and also for every anti-Apple and iPhone argument, I can come up with an equivalent argument against other phones as well. And it's not the sunken cost fallacy because I would absolutely lose things that I want. I'm going to be paying money for some phone down the line. So it makes considerably less sense for me to spend money on a phone where I would actively lose out as opposed to keep on keeping on, basically. So sunken cost fallacies. I put this much money in, so I can't give up. I should keep putting more money in. This is simply like I am going to be putting money into a phone. There is nothing on other phones that offers me any significant benefit over an iPhone, and I would actively lose if I gave up my iPhone. I would lose things that are important to me. So there's basically no anti-iPhone argument that makes any sense to me, which is not to say the anti-iPhone arguments are objectively wrong. It's just in my case, I am offered no value at all in changing, and I in fact lose if I change. Micro, there's only one USB-C iPhone in existence, sold on eBay for 80 to 100,000. Did you enjoy Spider-Man, Megaleech? Michael, you're going to get a new phone, waiting for generation after the latest gen. I see. This is my first new phone in 3 years. So, like, this is an iPhone 13, and it's replacing an iPhone 10. Like, I don't rush to get new technology. It was just like, I like. Seriously, the thing that drives me with cameras is phones, and sorry, I said that backwards, didn't I? Thing that drives me with phones is cameras. And they'd done significant enough upgrades in the last 3 versions to the camera and functions for video and photography on the phone. It's like, that's worth getting, because stuff that's important to me has improved. Okay, nice. Megaleech, your no spoiler review is satisfying. Excellent. Marco, the Spider-Mans in New York City, they're the ones that try to get their photos taken with tourists and then like threaten you if you don't give them money. And there are the occasional humorous videos of the various mascots in Times Square fighting with each other. Not that I take great delight in people in costumes fighting, but I kind of do. Oh my God. Just as a guy managed to install a headphone jack into an iPhone after Apple removed the feature. That is one real determined engineer. Safa, Telstra not only did not upsell me anything, they actually put me on a better plan that gave me more data and cost less than the one I was on. And then the guy insisted on sending 2 of those, and this was months ago before I had the phone actually, sent me 2 of those I don't know what you call them, charging platforms. You know how you don't have to plug into the charger, you just sit it, induction charging, whatever the fuck you call it. Send me 2 of them. Safa, it's a 5G capable phone. I actually have to call Telstra and say, hey, do I have to do anything? Because I didn't think I had to do anything extra to get 5G, but I don't pay a lot of attention. So, you know, I will contact now that, and also the other thing is the phones were a complete surprise when I talked to the guy about getting them. The model Mrs. Angry wanted was in stock and he could send it, and the one I wanted, he said we might get them in 20 something of December, and I'm like, yeah, what the hell, put the order in. And I expected Mrs. Angry's phone to arrive nowish, sometime between now and Christmas, but I was not expecting mine for a while. And in fact, I assumed I was going to get a message like, hey, your phone's coming today. I didn't. And I was in an online work meeting, and in fact, this was our fun meeting. We were doing a trivia quiz, and it was a time sensitive trivia quiz, and someone started knocking at the door, and I thought, is that someone knocking at the door? And there's a dude there, and he says, you know, thing for Andrew. And I went, yeah, that's me. And he goes, do you have ID? And I'm like, what? Okay. Because I didn't even know what it was. And I'm giving him, showed him my driver's license. And then he's farting around to get something to take an image of my ID. And I'm like, well, why didn't you have that out? I'm in a trivia quiz, man. What's your story? Of course, I didn't say that because I didn't want to cause a scene. But yeah, I took the package off him and I had no idea what it was. And then I opened it and it's like, ha, phones, 2 of them. That's amazing. And so, yeah, spent today doing the backup and restore. Instantly went out and got a chunky case and a shield on the front because I am clumsy as fuck and I'm going to drop it. And now even if I break the glass, which I actually did on my other one, but you'd never know because this shield, it's cracked underneath it, but it didn't matter. Micro, if your phone has no headphone jack or USB, you don't want it. Yeah, I was well pissed off at Apple when they did away with the headphone jack because when I'm at work, I like to be listening to music all day to sort of screen out the background noise. Safa, I ordered the phones it started off online and then I was talking to a dude. I talked to a dude who and I think they've all, yep, okay. Yeah, while I wasn't looking, everything updated. Well, that's neat. I think the display is brighter and crisper. I mean, I know they say it is, but I didn't know if I'd be able to tell the difference. I think I can. And no, I didn't get mobile protection. Additional insurance is a fucking scam. I've never needed it ever. Mind you, now I'll probably want to fucking flush it down the toilet or something stupid. But actually, I did that once. Dropped a phone in the toilet. That was bad. Okay, so for wireless headphones, I was particularly pissed off when Apple got rid of the headphone jack, and I vented about how fucking frustrating it was. And every dense motherfucker, again, this is Apple apologists. I have no time for Apple apologists. They're saying, oh, you just have to do this. And like every solution was spend more fucking money. And I'm like, how about, why the fuck are you making spend more money, you fucks? So Micro, you like how iPhones look. So if Apple would allow iPhone with Android on it, you give it a go. Well, yeah, Apple are control freaks. They're never doing that. Hey, yeah, Celtic, how's it going? And so far, maybe I made an angry video about it. That seems like a sort of thing I'd do. But, that was a long time ago. Time has no meaning. So I don't remember when things happened. And I don't think that's just because I'm old and senile. I think it's because something's gone wrong in the universe and time means nothing anymore. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Did I mention I have some coconuts? I have a lovely bunch of coconuts. Yes, Mike, it is actually a while since you've been in the stream from the start. Nice to see you. Now, this is apparently also has much better battery life. I'll be interested in that. Because that was the thing that shit me. The iPhone 10 would not last a whole day if you're listening to stuff all day. I think, the buttons are in slightly different positions. And the click feels more satisfying to me. Don't know if that's my imagination, but the click seems more satisfying there's a real physical sort of, which I like. Dude, I like that, Justin, the guy you mentioned who put a headphone jack in an iPhone, destroyed 3 or 4 iPhones. Sounds about right. Yes, Celtic, my coconuts are for cocktails because I'm going to age. I saw an article a while back on aging cocktails in a coconut. And I want to try, and I just happened to go past the place that had coconuts for sale. I need to do this in the next couple of days. Punch a hole in it, drain out the coconut milk, make a cocktail, put it in, seal it up, leave it for about 10 days, and then taste the coconut. Oh, I'm glad you like the garden pick, Safa. Yes. As the flowers I posted, they're like this big. They're huge. grow on Mrs. Angry Succulents. And today I got some speed pourers for my coconut because it's what other people recommend. And also, I just think it will look hilarious to have a speed pourer in a coconut and just pour drink out. I'm easily amused, I'll admit. The fact that I find that amusing clearly means I'm easily amused. So, yeah. So, Micro, do you ever go to a smaller store, see a small market stand? Maybe they don't have a lot of customers, so feel something bad, buy something out of pity. I probably have done that, actually. A pity purchase. I probably have done that. Felt too self-conscious to not buy something. Safi, you haven't been able to replace the battery on mobiles for, I don't know, a decade, a very long time. And I agree that it's a bad thing. And Apple seemed to be finally giving ground on the right to repair. Oh, Micro, Etsy stores can't make me guilty. There's no one there to see me. It's only when I'm face to face with someone and I'm looking at stuff and it's kind of pathetic and I feel guilty. Maybe I should buy something, even though it kind of sucks. Can't guilt me with online stores. I even face-to-face someone in the supermarket today. Would you like to give some extra money for this course? No, fuck off. I didn't say fuck off. I said no. And the reason, well, there are two reasons I say no when supermarkets say, oh, do you want to round up and we'll give it to charity? Two reasons. One, I'm a nasty, cheap bastard. Two, it's bullshit because okay, so they put that money to a charity, but they use it as a tax write-off. So you're actually just fucking giving more money to the fucking supermarket, and it fucking shits me. Kirsten, your husband does pity purchasing at distilleries. I find it difficult to not buy something if I go to a distillery. If I go visit a distillery, I feel a lot of pressure to buy something. Oh yeah, Micro, I totally get the being able to carry a fully charged battery. I mean, you can do those external battery packs now, which are way more awkward than just being able to swap out a battery. Yeah, I think that was the not being able to remove the batteries is an extremely negative thing for consumers. So yeah, I think consumers generally get fucked over, actually. Trying to decide. Something about my mood's not right. Excellent, Kirsten. You say, I'll donate money directly as money goes further and doesn't support corporate tax dodgers. Yes. Well, I'm probably not going to say it to people in the shop because, they're just, shop assistants. They're not corporate hacks or whatnot. They're just doing what they're told. I'm not going to sort of harass them. But inside, I'm berating the Coles Board of Management and saying how much I hate them. Right. I just thought of something. I want to make I'm kind of... Have I mentioned I'm kind of in a shit mood? But I want to appear cheerful. And I want to seem cheerful and make a cocktail video. Oh, I needed to send a freaking link to AIDSy. God damn it. I was talking to him just before. Ooh, what's that shit? Why would you do that? Why would... Oh, wait, is that... Oh, that's YouTube doing that. Fuck you, YouTube. YouTube just, changes their fucking interface occasionally, and something changes and I get confused so easily. Micro told a joke so dark at work yesterday, you almost got written up for it. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Safa, the external battery market exploded after NBN because if the power goes out, can't make phone call. Man, the external battery market exploded with Pokemon Go. I'm not joking. Things suddenly friggin' sold out because everyone was Pokemon Go was a high drain app on the phone, and people were going around for hours with it on. That was wild. All right, I need to look at this thing of Vino's. So it's like a black Manhattan with allspice. I'm thinking of doing a version, one of my YouTube, a cocktail, one of my YouTube friends did. He called it Black Christmas. I want to change it up a little bit. So Music Ayurveda, you went flying with a friend using 2 old phones as cameras, just hot swap batteries every 3 hours, made really good multi-camera setups, 5 hours. Nice. I changed my band trivia. Changed the band-aid and I cut myself with a sharp knife the other night and I left a band-aid on for 2 years and I changed it today. It's a fucking nasty cut. Like it's still open. So I went, ooh, that's not good. Put some betadine on it and put another band-aid on. No, you got a battery pack, accidentally got micro USB over USB-C now, slightly salty. So you got to carry in 2 cables always. Yeah, I think, see, I forgot the right terminology. I think the cable they gave you with the new phone, it's micro USB, which is really annoying because that doesn't connect to anything I have. Like, fuck you, Apple. But I have lots of the cable, so it's not that big a deal. It's just in principle. In principle, it's annoying. I had an idea for a cocktail because it's the next week is the anniversary of the first time the Daleks were on Doctor Who, and there's a series of cocktails called The Doctor, and I was going to do one of them, and that sort of double fit in with you need an ingredient called Swedish Punch, which I was going to follow a recipe and make my own Swedish punch, which is something I always wanted to do anyway, and I was going to time in well, but there's a whole thing you have to do to make the Swedish punch, and I'm probably not going to have enough time, so I'm a little bit annoyed. I'm very low energy, and I don't know why I'm so low energy. On the one hand, I'm thinking, I'm going to have another drink. And then I think I will absolutely not be able to make videos if I have another drink. I just don't know what to do. Maybe make a black Christmas. Wait, where's my notebook? I've been keeping a notebook. And also on the Difford's guide, I was saving stuff. The Haiti. Okay. I was thinking of swapping all these ingredients in this cocktail called the Haiti Cocktail for Australian ingredients and calling it a New World cocktail. A herbal tonic quinine liqueur made by a Dr. Ernesto Baliva in Rome. Less bitter, more approachable than many other quinine liquors, made distinctive by iron citrate, which has delicious citrus notes. But it's a Brown Amaro being China? Who knows? Hello, Dingle Dirty in Scotland. Hello. I'm fine. I'm complaining about being low energy and unmotivated. Not really sure what to do with them. Maybe I should save it for Saturday night. Maybe I should. And just have a drinky or two now. Those weird things. I'm like in a shit mood, and I don't know why I'm in a shit mood, but I kind of am. Is this a Jack Tar? Navy rum, whiskey, gin, lime juice, lemon juice, sugar syrup. I mean, that's a fun sounding drink. That is a weird sounding drink. So Navy rum, whiskey, gin, lime juice, lemon juice, and sugar syrup. It's really uncommon to get a cocktail that's the big three: rum, whiskey, and gin, all in the same thing. It's a weird one. Nice. Micro. Going to get an affordable USB desk mic for doing group streams. Yeah, they're not bad. You can get some pretty good ones. Okay, I think I need to drink some water. Just gonna drink some water. See, maybe if I hydrate, it will improve my mood. Not that I'm in a bad mood. I'm just in a weird mood. I'm just a bit flat. Bit uninspired. I feel like my lips are dry and I keep licking my lips, which will make them even more dry. Like, okay, here's the thing. If you edit videos of yourself, it gets weird. You get used to seeing yourself, but it's still always weird. I don't know if you heard people saying like they don't recognize their own voice when they hear it recorded, because you do hear your own voice differently to how everyone else hears it. I mean, I've been used to my own voice for so long because I did radio back in college, but certainly like, the last 16 years doing stuff and editing myself on YouTube, I hear myself all the time. So I know what my voice actually sounds like and I know what I look like, but still occasionally after all these years of watching myself editing, I'll be looking going, the fuck are you doing? The fuck you? And this video that I edited most recently, I was sniffing every 30 seconds. And it was weird because I had watched someone else's video in recent days, and they were someone sort of new had found, and they were sniffing all the time, and I was just like, dude, fucking edit that shit out. What the fuck are you doing? How much cocaine did you do, or have you got allergies? What the fuck? It's gross. And I editing this video for myself, and I wasn't sniffing as bad as this guy, but I was just going, and I don't know why. And so I edited most of them out. So this video has more edits than most of my videos do, because I was just like, God, just after it got into my head that this guy sounded gross because he was sniffing every 20, 30 seconds. Now I watch myself and I'm sniffing every 20, 30 seconds. So I cut a bunch of sniffs out when I was editing, and it doesn't look terrible, but I was just like, sniffing's gross. I am clearly going to rant about very strange things tonight. Very strange and unconnected things. Yeah, Safa, like Trump. Trump and he's sniffing. That's weird as fuck. It's because he's fucking snorting Adderall before he goes on camera. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Yeah, Michael, I thought with this other guy, I thought he might have had allergies. He's sniffing really badly. Didn't sound like he had a cold. I thought he might have had allergies. It was like, dude, fucking edit it out. It's gross. And I don't have allergies. I think I was sniffing. I think it was because I was reasonably drunk and I wasn't conscious of the fact I was doing it. But again, this is not a thing that normally happens. I don't edit my videos and go, no, I'm sniffing a lot. But I watched this one and I was going, Why am I sniffing all the time? What the fuck? Oh my God, I still didn't send the link to AIDSy, did I? Jesus. See, my brain's just not fucking working. My brain is not working. Something is not quite right. And I'm honestly not sure what it is. Very strange. Very, very, very strange. Yes, musical aviator. His allergies may have been to cocaine. They say that people, I can't do cocaine. I'm allergic to it. Every time I do it, I just sniff for ages. Ugh. Kirsten, I hope you can go on your little mini break too. It's all pretty weird. Yes, Safa, the slight contraction in the booster jab means I can get one in 4 weeks. Got to book in, I suppose. They might even change it again. The next couple of weeks, they might say, oh, you know what? You can do it after 4 months. Particularly if you had AstraZeneca, like I did. Nice, Chris. Can relax a little from having a booster. So, Micro, isn't it slightly interesting? Gross is a matter of opinion, not something can be fact. Yes, that is absolute true statement, Micro USB. Things that are unattractive and unappealing are altogether subjective. You get some dominant views in society, and that will vary from society to society, and that will vary from time to time. You do get dominant views of what's attractive and what's gross, but it's never universal. It's never universal. Dingle Doty used to edit audio podcasts, still drives you up the wall when people make content, clearly use editing software, not where it counts. Yeah. Yeah. Chris, going to the movies next week wearing a mask in a theater. I try to make a thing of it, like putting a mask on to go into a shop. I just always, or to get on public transport. I just always, as I go in, time for the heist. It just makes it more fun. Pulling the mask on. And honestly, it is. It has made me laugh over the last 2 years, having seen security cam footage of people doing robberies while wearing face masks. It's hilarious because you can rock in wearing a face mask and you're not immediately suspicious. And then when you do your smash and grab, you got a mask on. So, Michael, you woke up 2 hours early. Don't regret it. See why people do it now. Feeling good. Oh, nice. I'm 100% with you being up early and feeling good. That is excellent news. Being petty about shirt mandate. Nice black thong for when you go shop in public stores. Why not? Yeah. That's the thing with the booster, Chris. It's like, what are we saying? It reduces. It's a significant uptick in your resistance to contracting the virus at all, but it's like a radical reduction in the chance of you getting serious illness, like 90% reduction in the chance of you getting serious illness. So it's good. It's good. I'm going to get one in a couple of weeks. Soon as I am eligible. I'm going into the city to catch up with co-workers for a lunch tomorrow. And there's this tiny thing we actually said in the group chat today is anyone freaked out by Omicron and doesn't want to go in? And we went, no, I'll go in. So we're going in. Micro, okay, nice. Your dad's recovering. Yeah, it's excellent that he's fully vaxxed. Fully vaxxed, like I said, reduces your chance of serious illness 90%. It's freaking great. I need a chapstick. A fucking lips. I don't know what it is. I need a chapstick. Probably do it before going to bed. Ah, nice. Nice offer, micro USB. Chris, if you travel to his hotel, he'll hook you up, get a discount. Sounds great. I mean, seriously, I'd love to visit New York, but or probably just anywhere. But I'm probably not going to do it for a couple of years. Probably gonna stay cautious. There is too fucking much that can go wrong at the moment. Safa, did I get my second jab in August or September? I don't remember. I had the key. I actually had the card here the other day. Is that it? You know what the problem with the internet and iPhones, well, yeah, phones? I don't remember anything anymore. Because, like, why remember anything? Why remember anything? You can just look it up. I used to remember shit. Also, again, possibly old and senile. Just throwing it out there. All right. Now I've shown up my lovely bunch of coconuts. I might put them out of the way somewhere again. That'll do. Over there's fruit bowl over there with no fruit in it. Well, it's an orange in it that I got that I thought I literally bought the orange because I thought I might need it for garnishes. That's my mindset. That's why I got the coconuts. They're for cocktails. Like I buy everything for cocktails. Those stupid fucking lights aren't working again. Fucking hate them so much. Just the idea of them not having a physical switch is so fucking shit. All right. Oh. All right. Jack Tar. That's a weird drink. I feel like making it just because it's a weird drink. Rum and bourbon and gin and lemon and lime. So it's big three in a sour. The ultimate apocalypse. A floral liqueur, Peychaud's bitters, Boker's bitters, topped with... That's a New Year's Eve one, topped with champagne. A last minute, a Monty sour, bourbon, Montenegro, lemon juice, sugar syrup, and egg white. That sounds like a fun variation on a whiskey sour. What the fuck was that about? This website's weird. An all-in straight rye whiskey and bourbon and vermouth and bitter liqueur and white creme de cacao. Man, that is all in. Viagra Falls. I still have to make a Viagra Falls at one point just because it's such a funny name for a drink. Oh, nice. Oh, $35 a night, micro. I like that. Wouldn't it be faster for the planes to go from Portland across the Pacific? I don't know. Yeah, I think Chris is in Portland, Oregon. They go over the Arctic to Europe. Yeah, okay. That would be picturesque. Flying over the Arctic. If you could see, like if it wasn't completely covered in cloud, that would be really picturesque. Coconut Cleaver ordered vegan liquor to drink the Rellos at Christmas on a whim. Nice. Nice. Buying stuff on a whim. It's my favorite way to buy stuff. Yeah, and then I don't know what classifies as vegan with booze. It's complex and depends on people's definitions to an extent. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, you're not going to go dairy. Some people argue about various sugars. So, Michael, you lived in Eugene. I had a friend who's from Eugene. 7 years, lived there right to left. Everything started going shit. Yeah. Yes, I've heard some stories about Oregon, so I don't know. Oh, nice. Chris, if you magically have money, London and Sydney next year. Ah, Okay, so Chris, when I say I knew someone from Eugene, this was in the 80s. Have I mentioned tonight that I'm old? About 50 times, I think. That's okay. I'm old and I forget things. Like, okay, I'm clearly in a stupid mood. That's okay. All right, I'll find my notebook where I've been writing down drinks I want to make or want to investigate, at least. Where is the notebook? There it is. All right. Note to book. What's in the notebook? Chris trying to get so odd trying to get Windows 2000 to work. Okay. So, what do we got? Diamond Noir, whiskey, yuzu, lemon, demerara. I'm not going to make that. I got to do that soda thing at some point. Princess Mary's Pride, Calvados Coquirosa, and Dry Vermouth. Macaulay Culkin, Amsterdam, Geneva, Curacao, orange juice, and orange bitters. I wanted to make something with my Jennifer, actually. Yeah, Chris, the flight Sydney to Melbourne's only an hour and doesn't really cost any more than a train, which takes 12 hours. So coconut cleaver, you got a liqueur. Hoping Explainer recommended. Don't know if Corey said it's like Bailey's. Oof. I don't know, man. I don't know. A winter says that cognac, bourbon, rye, creme de menthe, winter amaro. Oh, that's right. This is the thing I was going to experiment with. Love and Murder, just because it's such a good name for a drink. The Frank, mezcal and tequila. Aperitivo, Amaro Montenegro, dry vermouth, and sweet vermouth. These are all Swissis, absinthe Swissis, absinthe creme de menthe, orgeat cream, orange flower water. I want to try this thin pink line one. All right. It's where you got to make it look pretty. Chris, nice food on the trains. The train between Sydney and Melbourne is not a nice train. If you want to, there are two quality train trips in Australia: the Indian Pacific and the Ghan. Very long, multi-day train trips that are proper classy train trips. They're also a little bit expensive. Across the Pacific, Appleton rum, Smith and Cross, Averna, lime juice, orgeat. Rum, Kirsch, liqueur. Okay, this is one where you use Peychaud's bitters to try and look pretty. It's foam, and you get meant to get a thin pink line. All right, I'm going to try and make this. Just for fun. Yes. Chris, we are so behind not having a high-speed train between the major cities. It fucking sucks. Okay. Okay, the mall in Eugene is pretty good. Yeah. Those two issues kind of seem like one issue, Chris. Lack of affordable housing and homeless people. Seem directly related. Okay, so just brandy, lemon, sugar syrup, and orgeat. Okay, this is pretty simple. Okay, I'm going to get I think it would go in a coupe. Put it in a coupe. Gotta chill my coupe, because I'm a classy motherfucker. Okay. Get some syrups and some lemon juice. Lemon juice, syrup. And there is orgeat hiding here somewhere. Is that it? Nope. Oh, there it is, hiding down the back because I haven't used it for a while. Out you come, BG Reynolds Orgeat. And we're going to do this with brandy. Actually, I'm going to use this cognac. Where is it? Where did I put it? Where did I put it, actually? Here it is. Cognac finished in a bourbon barrel. Now, probably want my shaker, my strainer, and my Peychaud's bitters. Not that much of it left. Remember to get some more. All right, now we're talking rail. I like that, talking rail. Oh yeah, no, the longer trips, Marco, you get like rooms, and then like I was saying, the two classy train trips in Australia, you can book rooms on the Indian Pacific and the Ghan. It's pretty expensive, pretty classy though. All right, so I don't have my measuring jigger. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hey, literally, where is it? Oh, that's right. I made a drink. Yes, he's angry, but for the stream. Just realised AZ hasn't joined us. Maybe he's crashed or something's happened that's kept him busy. Okay, so consult the book once more. 1 2/3. 2/3, third. Actually, you know what I'll do? Get my more precise measuring jigger. All right. More precise measurements. All right. Okay. So, Mark, if you had better rail service, you love to have the train around the state. We can go shopping, get lunch in New York at home, be home upstate by 5. Yeah. That's an interesting one, Chris. Train from Vancouver, British Columbia to Toronto. So, Marco, you're not a fan of Albany. Oh, okay. So, I got to do the cognac first. That's about right. Maybe a little generous, but I'm a generous guy. So I am. All right. Lemon juice. I might just do half an ounce of that because I tend to like my drinks less acidic than people say they're meant to be. Was that Chris? New York has the best rail, but you're paying for it. Yeah. Oh, that'd be neat, Marco. If you get to Albany to Buffalo, short time to watch your favorite hockey team play. A pastime like that is always good. All right, so we are doing a little bit of zucker syrup. It is a fruity sugar syrup I've made. Very fruity. I think it's actually 4 fruits contributing to the flavor. Where did I put the orgeat? Oops, that's too much, but that's okay. I don't care. The drink's going to be a bit sweeter than it's meant to be. I love that rail travel is the big topic tonight. That's excellent as far as I'm concerned. Just had to rinse out my jigger because I got to do another measurement. Get it ready. All right. 10 mils of Peychaud's bitters, which is a lot more bitters than you'd normally put in something. You've got to be a bit careful about this. That's probably right. Chris, now you boosted, you might take the train to Seattle. That's a good question, Micro. Why don't buses have a pay by phone or card feature on the bus? Yeah, we have to get the city transit cards. It's the only way to pay on a bus. Actually pissed me off when they did that, when you couldn't buy a ticket on the bus. You had to pre-buy your ticket. Fucking obnoxious. All right. A few drops of my magic foamer, because I want my drink to be foamy. Like Foamy the Squirrel. He's grey about it, like the good old days of 2015 when you didn't need any form of ID to board a domestic plane in Australia, just a valid ticket. Yep, times a change. Dry shake first. Mix everything up. Hopefully get some foam happening. A little bit of a workout. Gotta shake it really hard because I want it really foamy. All right. Yep, that looks foamy. Now, shake 2. We add ice. Will do. And I'll get my glass out of the freezer while I'm at it. Right. Now, I am going to turn the microphone off while I do this because the noise might be a bit harsh and someone might have headphones. Okay, well, that's painfully cold to hold now, which is how it's meant to be. So, where's my strainer? Strain that into my glass. Ooh, that is an interesting color. That's a lot of foam is what that is. So, classic sour with a lot of foam, which is nice. Now, this one is a little visual trick. Meant to pour this very red bitters into the middle. And it's supposed to form a pink line just under the foam. And I don't know if it's going to. I'll let it settle. No, it absolutely did not. All right, I'll let that set. What was it on? It was on Diffords. Okay. I'm going to re-look this up. Because I don't think, look, see, there's a nice bit of foam. Maybe I should have waited a bit. I'm just going to look this up. Thin pink line. So as instructions, shake, fine strain into chilled glass. Yeah, it says pour it into, or maybe I poured it too fast. It says slowly pour the bitters. After about a minute or so, a thin pink line develops beneath the foam. No, it doesn't. The whole fucking drink's pink. Wait a sec. I just want to shine a light through it. Maybe it's just dark in here. Nope. See, I'm just going to show it to you. I'm going to do this silly thing. Here we go. Yeah. No, it's just all pink. Look, I don't know. I might experiment with it again. I might not have poured it in gently enough. Micro, needing a passport to fly in your own country. Yeah, the security theatre after 9/11 is a bit of a worry. So anyway, this is called the thin pink line, even though I didn't get a thin pink line. Oh man. Wow, that Peychaud's bitters really kicks in. Very interesting. Wouldn't say it's going to be one of my favorite drinks. It's very interesting though. So saying Russia has an internal passport citizens have to carry. They kind of tried to introduce that in Australia in the 80s, the Australia card. And there was a bit of resistance to having to carry a form of ID. It was mostly about taxation and stuff, and they covered the taxation thing by introducing a tax file number, but there's not a physical thing you have to provide for it. I mean, mind you, something like if cops ask you to identify yourself, you're actually obliged to identify yourself. And if they don't like the look of you, they can do whatever the fuck they want. Summary Offences Act, boy. Safa, digital Australia ID. I don't know. I think stuff like that gets floated all the time. And Micro, I would totally, and I think Safa agrees, the Russian thing about internal passport that you have to have all times is very much a control thing. Show me your papers. Yeah, not great. But it's kind of like in the US, Homeland Security can stop you and do whatever the fuck they want within 100 miles of a border. So that's a sea border or border with Mexico or border with Canada. They can stop you whatever reason, for no reason, and they're just allowed to, and then demand you identify yourself. They can arrest you. They can fucking take your shit. It's wild. Yeah, Music Lab Out, there's a lot of people on the same page as you. Like, yeah, public health measures, fine. But just the big thing with mandatory ID, the concept that the state and its enforcers can arrest you solely because you are not carrying state-mandated identification. That's fucked up. You are right. Micro, the extreme right would get very antsy in the US at the idea of a mandatory ID, like, an internal passport. It's weird how the conspiracy nuts in Europe and America have latched on to Australia in the last couple of months. And they've, in my mind, deliberately misconstrued, misrepresented things that are happening. Like, to the extent I had someone who's like a semi-regular on the stream, and I'd call them a lefty, like they're a completely reasonable person, but they went, "Oh man, I'd fucking get rid of my government if they." What's that thing where you have QR codes having to check in places? That's fucked, man. I went, it's contact tracing. It's if someone who's COVID positive is in the same venue at you at the same time, they can contact you and say, "Hey, sick person was in the same place as you. You should get tested." It's not Big Brother surveillance, or the cops were abusing it actually, but it's not an unreasonable invasion. It's actually a really valid public health measure, and it's why we've had so few deaths from COVID. It's ridiculous. Hey, Ladyship of Expletives, how are you doing? So, I mean, the comparison I always do is, I'll say for it wasn't just WA cops, it was cops everywhere who were accessing data they had no legal right to. The comparison I would do, people say like, "Oh, why did you do lockdowns? That's awful. Why did you have curfew? That's awful." The comparison I always do is Florida, because Florida has a slightly smaller population than Australia overall. So, globally, we're up to nearly 5.5 million deaths. That's fun. And 250 million confirmed cases, which probably means actual cases are at least 500 million. Actual deaths are probably closer to 10 million. So, okay. US has passed 800,000 dead. Dang. How far down the list is Australia? Long way down the list. No, it's Austria, not Australia. Long way down the list. I don't want to go past us. We are a long way down the list. Oh, Jesus. I keep thinking there we are. Okay. Just over 2,000 deaths. 2,126 deaths. 10% of those in the last month, which is slightly disconcerting because of recent waves. But yeah, and a breakdown into... So Australia with its 25 million population, something like that, just over 2,000 deaths. So now if I break down and go to get the US to break down by state, and again use Florida because its population is one of the closest to Australia in terms of numbers. No, I don't want it by county. I want it with state. Okay. Where are we? Flow Rider. Now, what the fuck? Oh, man, why is it... Oh, man, why is it doing that to me? Okay, fuck it. But Florida's got 50,000 more deaths than Australia, is what I'm saying. Fuck it. SAFO, New South Wales could get 25,000 cases a day in January. Victoria won't be far behind. Who knows? I mean, it's going up very, very, very fast. Micro, the saddest fact, the saddest fact is people dying. What is underreported and is an extremely serious problem is medium to long-term and even permanent disability from COVID, aka long COVID. And if you haven't been paying attention to the stats, if you get COVID and you're not vaccinated, there is about a 1 in 3 chance you are going to get serious long-term illness that takes you months to recover from. Like you'll just be fucked up for months. It's like chronic, it's very much like chronic fatigue syndrome. And it could be as many as 1 in 10 people have illness so severe they'd qualify as disabled for at least a couple of years because they can't work. The people who are too sick to work. Oh, Micro, your dad can't taste anything. That's apparently a common side effect, but a temporary one, I think. Oh my God. One of the worst, not actually making you sick side effects I've heard, and this is not widespread, but it does happen. People's, it's not their taste buds getting fucked up, it's how their brain interprets smell and taste gets fucked up. And so basically, all food smells and tastes like shit. And so they end up with no appetite because everything's disgusting. They can only eat the blandest things and they don't want to eat much of that. And with at least some of these people, not only does food smell and taste like shit, horrible things, including actual shit, smell good. It's like something in your brain's just gone. I would hate that. I would hate that so much. Like, I wouldn't. Not that this would be the worst outcome in the world. I'm not saying this is a terrible, terrible thing, but I wouldn't be if I got this side effect from COVID, I wouldn't be having cocktails anymore because they'd all taste horrible. So I don't want that to happen. I don't want that at all. Yeah, her ladyship of expletives. Everything tastes rotten. Oh my God, that's apparently the other thing. We don't really know still how serious Omicron is. There's evidence it's very contagious. On the plus side, there is some evidence that it doesn't produce such severe illness, which would be good. But we don't have enough data to say either for sure yet. But the early indicators are it could be more contagious even than Delta. But if we're real lucky, it's less likely to cause serious illness than Delta is. That would be good if that was the case. But apparently, and again, we have initial evidence that not only are the vaccines less effective against Omicron, but having had COVID before is very weak defense against Omicron. That's a freaky one. Someone who's already had COVID is at quite high risk of contracting the Omicron variant, and that's kind of fucked. Micro thinks everyone in Florida's got sexually transmitted infections. Well, the elderly are certainly all fucking each other there or anything. So, yeah. So, Micro, you find it scary. We have technology, you do amazing shit, see things we're not meant to see, top people going, yeah, I don't know, man, I've COVID. Look, it's depressing that everything got muddied by politics and ideology and whatnot. But I don't know. Every now and then we just get reminded we don't know shit and we don't control shit. We've made so many inroads. We've discovered such amazing things. We can do such amazing things. But stuff can just come up and go, guess what? Fuck you. Whether that be, illness, whether it be natural disasters or whatever. There is... I think it's very easy to be overly proud of our achievements as humans because our achievements are amazing, quite frankly, absolutely amazing. But I think it's possible for the hubris to get a bit much because we can get fucking sideswiped at any moment by something we're just not prepared for and that we don't really have a defense against. That's my cheery thought for today, kids. How you doing? It's ridiculous. Yeah, I do not have any motivation to... I should be making a cocktail video. No motivation at all. Oh, well. All right, I'm going to rinse this and I'm just in a fuck it mood, I might actually have a martini. Micro, I think on a lot of levels, China would like to wall themselves off from the rest of the world, but that is an overly simplistic view, and I get the feeling that that was China was probably the disease vector at the start, but shit like this can come from anywhere. The leadership. I see how crappy most of humanity is, makes all our technological advances look sad in comparison. I too have a pretty poor opinion of humans in general. I'm just going to rinse. I can't even be bothered making another cup dirty. I'm just going to rinse this one. Okay, that was about to end badly. So, taking it easy. Take it breezy. Goes in easy, comes out greasy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Remove this. All right. Putting a few things away. Putting that cognac away. You go back there. You go back there. I feel a bit congested too. It's COVID. I've got COVID. That's what's happening. I've got COVID. I haven't been around anyone. I haven't been out of the house. That's not strictly true. I did go to the supermarket. I went to a bunch of shops. So that's probably the answer. That's probably why I'm feeling the way I've got. It's the Rona. I got the Rona. China. Micro. I do thoroughly agree the way the Chinese authorities tried to cover up what they knew about the potential seriousness of COVID was shit. That was shit. They were shit for doing that. I think the conspiracies about it being grown in a lab and being released deliberately are fucking stupid. I think they're very, very stupid. But I think it's completely reasonable to point to the behavior of the Chinese authorities in the early days and say, hey, that was bad. They're shit. A lot of the problems are actually their fault. No, Abigail, I don't have COVID, to the best of my knowledge. Oh, man, I fucking love martini. Like that last drink I made as an experiment. It's like, that's okay. It wasn't great. Yeah, it's okay. And then I have a drink that I really like, and it's like, oh, God damn, that's a nice drink. Oh, yeah, micro. Again, could you imagine how different the world would have been if Trump embraced the seriousness of COVID, but then insisted on like taking all the credit for the vaccines, which I would have been okay with. If he just went, "Yes, the Trump vaccine, and it's genius, and it shows we've made America great again because China created a problem and we're solving it. America's great." If he'd actually got behind it and talked it up, millions less people would be dead. Tens of millions, hundreds of millions, I don't know, but millions less people would be dead if he'd done that. But he's a fucking dick. Yeah, he's a dick. I think we all agree. That need. I mean, fuck, man. It's just so much gin. It's great. I think I might top this up. Might actually put some more water in it. Honestly, that sounds a bit wussy, doesn't it? But you are meant to have a certain amount of water in it. Ooh, Cork ASMR. Who doesn't love Cork ASMR? The squeak and the pop. Oh no, leadership. Am I putting you down the wrong path? I'm sorry. I really enjoy it. Okay. Oh, no, that's good. All right, but I'm going to get a funnel so I don't make a mess. Ideally, I don't make a mess. All right, little funnel for my freezer martini. Gonna put the quality stuff in. Okay, so want some Navy strength. That's why it's so sharp. I keep putting Navy strength gin in it. Yeah, boy, because it freezes if I don't put Navy strength in. So I've got to put Navy strength in. I need my jigger again. Bloody hell. Oh yes, Kirsten, I did try the Tiny Bear whiskey on the stream the other night. It's very nice. Sorry, Coconut Cleaver. Do I think Trump is his real name or creation of his own ego? His family name when his grandfather, it was like German, came to America was Drumpf. His dad changed it to Trump. He thought that was a stronger name, and he's probably right. From a marketing point of view, it's a better name. Yeah, Kirsten. So I've now got recent purchases. 2 bourbon barrel aged gins from Tiny Bear and their single malt, which I thought was very nice and smooth. Right. I need my jigger because I'm a professional and I don't do free pouring like you anarchist millennials do. Bloody young people, sure that nothing's ever going to go wrong. We don't care about the young folk. Do 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 do. I got that Peter, John and Bjorn. What were they called? Song of the Young Folk with the whistling in it. Kind of stuck in it. All right, so I can go a bit more. So I just got to put a little bit of vermouth. I'm going to put Mistel in actually, because I'm classy and I have options. I have so many options of what vermouth to put in. And I haven't put Mistel in it for a while. Where is it? Here it is. Oka Tropic. Put a little bit of that in. Just a little bit because we like it dry. And then I will put a bit of water in. All right, you can go there. So, leadership, you're probably on a watch list from reading the Anarchist Cookbook, Helter Skelter, and tons of weird stuff. Yeah, you've got to read weird stuff going on. I remember early days of the internet Usenet groups, finding forbidden texts. Anarchist Cookbook was popular. I remember one that I found an interesting read. It was like Confessions of a Hitman. It was a book that was purportedly written by a professional hitman. And he was saying all the stuff that the movies and even cops get wrong that they don't understand about a professional hitman. And even if it was complete fabrication, it was an interesting read. Ooh, the early days of the internet. What a wild and lawless place it was. anything could happen. And it usually did. Just remember to put things back in here. Alrighty. Alright. So that's that. Oh yeah, leadership of experts. Silencers. Well, again, most gun people hate when you call them silencers. They call them suppressors. They suppress the loudest part, and they suppress the muzzle flash, which can be very important. But a gun with a suppressor on it is still really loud. There are actually videos on YouTube that are very interesting, like where a gun guy will say, like, okay, I'm going to show you what suppressors actually do. And he'll have a whole series of different weapons, fire them without a suppressor, and then put a suppressor on them and fire them. And you can see, like, oh, the guns, they're still really loud when you put a suppressor on them. Micro, you found out they make panties for men and boxers for women. Oh, well. You think the panties are... I wear the trunk style ones, you know, the that's what we call them. I don't know if they call them that in the rest of the world. So they're not loose boxers. They're, you know, elastic boxers. That's I've worn those for years. I find them the most comfortable. I just like to know where everything is what I'm saying. I like to know where everything is. Ladyship, your cousin tried to make a homemade suppressor out of bottle and rags. This guy did actually have instructions for a single-use suppressor, because suppressors, if they're not outright illegal in the jurisdiction where you are, they're normally a dead giveaway that you're up to no good. Abigail, Jockeys is a brand. Saying they're Jockeys is like saying they're Bonds. Jockeys is a brand. They're like undies. But yeah, some people call them boxer briefs. I'm not taking my pants off at the moment. No one wants that. But yeah, they're the crossover between the undies and the boxers. They're like shorts like a boxer, but they're not loose like a boxer. They are elastic and form-fitting. And as I said, I like to know where everything is. Don't like my bits swinging in the breeze, basically. I think that just leads to trouble. I think that leads to trouble. And so, yeah, I tend to not have my stuff swinging in the breeze. Ladyship, you cuss a lot. Accepted you'll never make money off of YouTube. See, Mira, I can't be fucked. So I actually voluntarily demonetized my YouTube channel when they started getting really antsy about swearing, because I'm like, no, fuck off. I'm not dealing with this shit. And I was never making much money off YouTube anymore anyway, so I just don't need the stress. So I voluntarily demonetized my channel because I just couldn't be fucked. Kirsten, the tennis guy, Pat Rafter, advertised Bonds. I think he did do the Bonds version of those, but I think he did a whole range of Bonds. I think he did the bikini briefs as well. Although I don't remember because it was a few years ago. But you get these ones that advertise a lot on like freaking Foxtel. Where's the phrase? Get some. They and what I like about them is they use very atypical men in their advertising. They use older guys. They use fat guys. They're really trying to say, hey, these are just for blokes, just for ordinary blokes, not for underwear model. These are, and they're quite long leg ones. It's like to stop legs from chafing if you have big thighs. So I kind of like their ads. I don't have any of their undies. I kind of like their ads though, because they use very atypical men for underwear ads. Coconut Cleaver tries, stop buying bonds because they're expensive and last 5 minutes. Much rather pay a bit more for something durable. Allegedly more ethically made. Well, see, okay. My experience, I buy a lot of bonds because they last a long time. Maybe I was just say something a bit personal. Maybe we punish our undies differently. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Maybe we do it. Oh, nice. Ladyships nodding off, sitting in the grass. Okay. Well, I hope the weather is pleasant enough that nodding off, sitting in the grass isn't bad for your health. But I shall lull you to sleep with my dulcet tones. I'm going to have another sip of my martini. Oh, that's pretty fucking good. It's weird how much I like gin now. Suffering bongs undies. Yeah, well, that's a whole different thing right now. It's 50. Wind makes it a bit chilly. Okay. See, I don't even know what that is. So I'm going to get my magical converter. Seriously? Do I have to download that again? Oh my god. Fuck. The app doesn't exist on the App Store. I've got to find another converter app. God damn it. Didn't survive the transition. God damn it. Okay. Jesus, I've got a whole bunch of stuff that wants to update on here. Landscapes. Simpsons? Does Simpsons want to update? All right. Now, I'm going to find a converter app. Done. Converter. No, that's typo. Jesus, too many typos. Convert units app. That's what I want. Units converter for $8. Get fucked. Convert units in currency. Convert units. Add free unit converter. Unit converter and calculator. Convert units of measurement. In-app purchases. In-app purchases. In-app purchase. This one doesn't seem to have in-app purchases. I don't know. I see. I don't need currency converters. I don't spend money. Honey Badger advertises tradie undies. Nice. Knew a girl who dated Honey Badger's teammate, met him at a party. Possibly more obnoxious in real life than on TV. Oh, that sounds unfortunate. Okay. Asking me for passwords because it didn't save passwords. Okay. But I remembered the password, so that's cool. 10 Celsius, you use Google. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I got to use Google too. It's just, God, I think there's a bit of glass here from the other night when I broke a... Yep, there it is. It's a bit of glass. From when I broke a shot glass the other night. Just gonna get it up. Ugh. Yes, I think using Google is a good idea. It's just I'm always wanting a converter, and so I want an app on the phone. I'm kind of crushed that the Old Faithful I used for such a long time is gone now. It's very sad. Very sad. Yeah, well, I've got shoes on. It's just that the shoes were making a noise. It's like, man, that sounds like ice and fall. Okay. Temp, data, currency, length, time, speed, area, volume, pressure, power, fuel, weight. Neat. Temp. Fahrenheit. Okay, I need to learn how this works. 50. Yeah, 50 is 10 Celsius. Okay, it's a new app with a new interface, and I'm going to have to get used to it. Okay, you're going to have to go away because you don't work anymore. Home screen. Now you need to go back to where the other one was because that's where I expect to find my converter. Done. Huzzah! £20 to the Queen. Ooh, that's smaller. It must be higher. Sorry, it's just starting another app. My Simpsons tapped out, and the logo was smaller. So must be higher resolution. David Pocock saves rhinos. Sounds like the name of a porno. I don't know. Oh God, ladyship is starting to shiver a bit. 10-mile-an-hour wind. Yeah, that temperature with a wind is going to do it to you. Okay, I think my phone is going to play silly buggers with me for a couple of days yet, but we'll see. I am kind of excited at some of the new camera features on the phone. May end up using them for my YouTube channel. We shall see. I particularly like the cinematic video feature that does a really narrow depth of field, like the portrait function they've had for still photos for a couple of years. They now have the equivalent for video. And I was playing with it a bit earlier, and it looked kind of cool. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, okay, you want me to log in again. Jesus. Okay. It's wanting me to download a lot of content. Lucky I tapped on that, really. Ugh. All right, so I've just kind of survived just fucking swanning through this stream, even though something felt weirdly off tonight. Okay, log in on this. Gotta remember both the email and the password. It's my old Yahoo email, which I haven't used for anything apart from this. Ooh, privacy. Wait, why don't they just have an I agree that I can tap? Why is there no I agree? Okay, whatevs. Fucking weird. This is just gonna... Yes, ladyship, gonna do arty shots. Yes, additional download. I get it. And I was logging in. Why the fuck? Again. No. Okay, you have to give me like 30 seconds. I've got to go into the next room. All right, I'm coming back. I just had to just had to get a code off my computer, off the authenticator. Woo! All right. All right. I'm glad I did that. Oh my God. Ladyship, you need a nap. I need a nap. I'll probably survive the normal another half hour before I go to bed. Drink some water. I think Abigail is there. I don't think Nettie is. I was thinking tomorrow night I might, cause I've now got quite a few pre-made bottle drinks in yon fridge. I might bring some tomorrow. Might bring the martini because it's pretty good. And I was thinking of bringing the tequila liqueur I made, and maybe my favorite, the Woodson and Ford. Ladyship, you go get home, shower, eat, sleep 4 hours, then work again. God damn. Yes, get some sleep. You absolutely need to get some sleep. Yes, Safa. Yeah, luckily I got an authenticator through the email. I've got most of the stuff set up properly from a security point of view, so I get like the right codes going to authenticators and whatnot. But it can get a little bit difficult to keep track of. I got the funniest attempt at blackmailing email a while back, and they're saying like, I've hacked your computer and I accessed the camera and I have video of you whacking off to porn. And I was like, okay, that probably works because there's probably a certain number of people who could be out that way. But I don't watch porn on any computer that has a webcam on it. I'm just saying. But I'd also heard of this scam, so I knew it wasn't true. But what was interesting is they sent it to an email address, and it's obviously from a site that had been compromised at some point in the past. They had this email of mine and a password that I had used at some fucking site, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. And it was really funny because it said, I've got all your stuff, man. You're going to have to pay me. And for instance, I know one of the passwords you use is blur. And I looked and went, holy shit. Yes, I used to use that as a password. Fucking hell. I'd forgotten that. It was just so weird. Like, it was a password I used 15 years ago. And I think I did use it more than once. But it's like not on any important sites. And I was just like, instead of being scared, like, oh no, they know one of my passwords. It was like nostalgia. I was just looking at it going, oh, wow, yeah, I used to use that as a password. If you're interested in what it is, it was, I changed some passwords after I had a bad breakup. This was pre-Mrs. Angry. And this is a bad breakup with a pretty troubling person. I'll try and be polite about it, but someone I absolutely did not trust, and so I changed passwords on everything, and a few of them, because just so I'd remember, because I was so angry at her. A few of them I changed passwords to variants of bitch ass. I remember having to tell Mrs. Angry once that was the password for a site. So I changed them again. So I'm not giving away any secrets by saying I used variants of that 15 years ago. It's a password I haven't used, and it was variants of it anyway. I haven't used it for 15 years. But oh, nasty. Safi, eBay got hacked by a Russian hacker. Were they buying stuff in your name? Oh, ladyship, you've got the double barrel of insomnia and a little goblin. That's not good. Anything that is somewhat of an impediment to sleep, it actually helps me. It's weird. It's like one of those double-edged sword things. My CPAP machine, my anti-sleep apnea headgear I wear when I sleep, it can limit the positions I can sleep in, because if I sleep in the wrong position, the thing will come off my nose and wake me up. But of course, sleep apnea wakes you up. A core thing of sleep apnea is very poor sleep. So when I put my headgear on, I've got the air hose under here, just blowing air up my nose. It reduces sleep apnea by about 90%. It's kind of fun doing the sleep study, where they put all these monitors on you, all these fucking patches and those. Some people might remember I did a live stream from this sleep study, and I had all the fucking sensors strapped all over me. That said, that I apparently stopped breathing 35 times an hour, which is not great, but also not the worst. Apparently, some people get scores of like 90, like they stop breathing 90 times an hour. So it's like every other breath they stop breathing. But the CPAP machine reduces that by 90%. Like instead of 35 events per hour, I have 1 to 4 events per hour. 4 is now bad. Like, it's really funny. The sleep study said I was stopping breathing 35 times an hour. Now, if I get a report that says it was happening an average of 4 times an hour, I think that's bad, because most nights it's only 1 or 2. So, yeah, tis what it is. Ladyship, you got locked out of your Messenger Amazon because Facebook let people use other people's phone numbers, even if they've no. That's weird. Kirsten, if husband is snoring a lot, particularly that sort of, yeah, book in for a sleep study. Justin, I don't remember what my oxygen levels went down to. It was a very complicated report they produced. I just remember the big picture one of the number of events. Good, I think I found another piece of glass. I did. That's another piece of glass. All right. I fucking hate that when you drop something and break it, you just find pieces of it for fucking ever. I'm just gonna put this in the bin. A chip of glass. Ah! So yes, Kirsten, husband should maybe book in for a sleep study, because there are all sorts of potential health complications that sleep apnea can either cause or exacerbate. But at the very least, you fucking snore so much. Like, it used to really bother Mrs. Angry how much I snored. And now it hardly happens at all, which is nice. So, Justin, yours went down below 60%, and below 90 is considered dangerous. Serious. Oof. Yeah, mine was probably not that bad, but in a bad zone. Yeah, the only statistic I remember from the sleep study. No, I remember two statistics. One was that I was averaging 35 apnea events per hour, so stopping breathing 35 times an hour. And the second statistic is the longest time I didn't breathe was 45 seconds. There was a period where I didn't breathe for 45 seconds. Kirsten, did I go to the doctor first, say you wanted a sleep study? Just go sleep study place. Okay, what actually happened? Mrs. Angry had been mentioning it. I went in to get the old spit roast because I had what turned out to be a false positive on my bowel cancer screening test. So they sent probes down my throat and up my butt to look for cancers. They didn't find any. They found some polyps, which they cut out, which were not cancerous, as it turns. Before the procedure, the anesthetist, I don't know which they prefer to be called, anesthetist, we'll call him an anesthetist. He said, do you have a problem with snoring? And I said, well, my partner says yes. And he goes, okay, it could be sleep apnea. And he goes, I'm going to keep an eye on you while you're under to see if it looks bad. And so they had the procedure and I woke up, all was well. And the anesthetist said, yeah, I think you have sleep apnea. You should get a sleep study done. And so they put me in for a sleep study and then gave me a referral to a specialist. Got the results of the sleep study, went to the specialist, says, okay, here's what this means. And it's kind of not good, certainly not the worst he'd seen, not by a long shot, but it's not good. It's like, health problems. So it's like, okay. So then I get referred to a place that does CPAP machines, and we spend about 4 weeks experimenting with different sort of nose attachments and different settings on the thing to get it to where it's working. Then I get my own CPAP machine, and Bob's your auntie's live-in lover. And apparently I'm very good at it. Like, there's this little app. Like, I actually gamify my sleep. I get a score for my sleep every night, which every time I do it, I think, this is weird. I'm competitive about my sleep. I want this score to be 100. And it's 100 most days. Like 8 or 9 days out of 10, it's 100. Sometimes it's a bit lower. And that's usually just because the mask isn't on my nose properly and it leaks too much. That's usually the reason I don't get 100. Yeah, apparently, like, after I'd been doing this for a couple months and I went back to the specialist again and he saw my results, like after 3 months, I think it was, he was just like, holy crap. Like, I think he has a lot of people who just don't use the CPAP machine properly and have really shitty scores and resistant. Whereas I just use it properly and I get all this. I'm like an A+ CPAP machine user. So go me. Leadership, whether we know it or not, all of our brains go weird if we're sleep deprived. Justin, you're having surgery next year for your nose alignment. Well, I hope that helps, man. Hope that will, because yes, you get the sort of deviated septum or whatever they say. It's a real hassle. Oh God, Shieldsy, being fully vaxxed, trying to get your COVID-19 vax certificate on your check-in app. I remember it was months ago I did it, but there was an easier way to do it. Like I tried doing it one way, and it was a real fucking pain in the ass. And there was a better way where it wasn't actually using the COVID app. It was actually using MyGov. If you don't have a MyGov account set up a MyGov account. If I remember rightly, that was actually an easier way to get your COVID certificate to show up on check-ins, to actually do all the registration bit through the MyGov app. And then the check-in app checks with MyGov and gets the information. I think that was the thing that worked. Struggling to remember, but I think that was it. And Justin, you're getting COVID test tomorrow for your trip to Queensland. Well, I hope it's A, negative, and B, comes back quickly. I did see a very interesting report the other day that someone's developed a saliva test, which is a fast test and is as accurate as the stick the probe up your fucking nose thing. I've never had a COVID test because I haven't even had a fucking cold since we locked down 20 months ago. So I've never had to have a COVID test because I've never had any symptoms. So I've never had to have one of these fucking probes up my nose. Oh no, Shieldsy, you got the green tick. Excellent. It's a good deal. Oh, the modern language is weird. She goes, "Do you want to put a wall up in Queensland?" I can understand that. It's just going to happen. So, ladyship, you've hated the 2 times you've had it done. Ladies did it horrible, didn't give any warning. Yeah, apparently, who does it makes just the hugest amount of difference. Bad or inexperienced people make it a bit of a fucking nightmare. But good, experienced people make it really trouble free. But you never know who you're going to get. It's like that old, it was not an old joke. Uh, Julia Gillard's bloke said it when she was PM and he was doing some publicity thing for men's prostate cancer awareness. Like, yeah, man, you should get the test. And because I know a lot of the fellas are a bit wary about it, like, getting the finger up the butt type thing. I forget how he said it, but he goes, I know a lot of fellas, he goes, because you probably want to find like and he got razzed a bit for saying this, but you probably want to find an Asian lady doctor because she'll have little like really slender fingers and that'll be less traumatic. And Aidsy, who's had a lot of these tests, says no, you know who you want? You want that big old male nurse because he knows you don't want it done. He knows it's uncomfortable on a number of levels and he's going to do it with respect and gentleness. He said he literally had, diminutive Asian lady doctor try and do it once. And she was really awkward about it. And he said she basically went like, he felt like she took a runoff and went bam, but she just like, okay, I've got lubricant, and then just went bam up his butt. And he said the male nurses never do that. The male nurses just do not do that. Good call, her ladyship. It's only a worry if you can feel both the doctor's hands on your shoulders. Yes. I have had to have that done. There's a long God, it was probably 20 years ago. The last time I had to have the rectal exam. Oh no, I had it. I fucking had it recently because I was getting the friggin' prep for the probe. And it was no big drama, honestly. I like that. Bad jokes are good, her ladyship. Oh, right, Shieldsy. Rush hour at the chemist yesterday with people getting shots. Yeah. Yeah, it's nervousness inspiring at the moment. Omicron seems to be spreading really rapidly. So, yeah, we just don't fucking know what's going to happen. Hearing stories about people canceling like restaurant reservations, people canceling travel plans because the big thing is they don't want to be in isolation at Christmas. They want to be able to visit family at Christmas. So people are starting to get paranoid and really iffy about going to, public, by definition, high-risk places. I was thinking of going out tomorrow night. I don't know if I will. I don't know. Cross that bridge when we come to it. That's a conversation to have tomorrow. Oh gosh, ladyship cart murmur plus COVID could be dead you. Yeah, well, you want caution. Yes, if you're eligible for a booster, get one. I'm eligible in the current rules. I'm eligible in about 4 weeks. They could at any moment change the rules so I'm eligible straight away. As it is, I'm going to book in for mid-January. And yeah, if they change the rules and say, oh, we've gone from 5 months to 4 months, I'll be like, cool, time to get a booster. Justin, you're going to wait till New Year's, just before your surgery for maximum effect when you're in a high-risk environment. I would consult particularly with the people who are doing the procedure and get their advice on that. That's what I'd say. Yes. Chris, chronic bronchitis and COVID, very bad combo. Literally a killer combo. Yeah. Is August to December 5 months? I don't know. Count it. August, September, October, November, December. Depends where you mean. Like, okay, so if we said August, what is that? It's the 16th. If you go August 10, it'd be September, October, November, December. No, it'd be January. January would be 5 months. I had to count that out to know that. That's a bit sad. Oof. Oh, Shields, you're counting down to your 40th next month. Big one. That's a big one. Love it. 40s, great decade. So Sophie, you got yours. God, I think we got it. Jesus. Safa, did we get our vaccine on the same day? I think we got our vaccine on the same day. I don't know. I had my card here the other day, and now I don't know where it is. Is it over here? Is it over here? No, I don't know what I did with it. I had it the other day. We don't care about the young folks. All right. Ladyship, birthday sucks. I just don't make a big deal of my birthday. I'm very calm about birthdays. True, Mega Leech, technically August 1st to December 31st would be 5 months, but yes, like August 1st to December 1st would be 4 months. Music game. Oh, fuck, I'm 42. No, 40's fine. 40's are good. I think 50's are great. I just enjoy where I am. That I do my best. I do my best to enjoy where I am temporally and physically, whatever I'm doing. I just I try to avoid the trap of wishing I was somewhere or someone else. Don't always succeed, but that's basically my mentality. But I also don't make a big deal about birthdays or Christmas, for that matter. Oh, Shieldsy, I'm absolutely an old fart. There is no getting around the fact I'm an old fart. And like I said, it's not so much. I'm fine with my age. I just hate hearing like musicians and actors and other people that I was familiar with growing up are in their 60s. That's bad. I don't like that. Ladyship, even if you don't do anything, something bad happens. Oh, gosh. There's a bad psychological association with birthdays. Look, I get it. I absolutely get it. And yes, Shieldsy, 50 is indeed halfway to 100. Who knows? Who knows in this wild and crazy world, this wild and crazy life, where we're going to end up. None of us know. None of us knows what the future brings. None of us know what tomorrow brings. So let us embrace the day. That's what I'm saying. And be strong. And I am going to embrace bedtime at the moment. So I made it through. I absolutely did not have the energy or the mindset to make fucking videos tonight. I'm going to try on Saturday night, not tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's special party night. Will be a stream for party night tomorrow night. Watch out for it. Special one. Saturday night, not date night. There'll be another one, and I'm going to try and make some videos during that. We'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. So y'all take care. If you're around tomorrow, see you tomorrow for a party stream. But we'll have a good time. Take care, and I'll see you another